four parts they are farmers.
Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Current ಹೋಯ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಸಮಯ ಪವರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ ಏನೋ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭು. ಅಚ್ಚಾ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಅದು? Hare Krishna. We'll start with the prayers. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम् Hare Krishna. Welcome to Ishopanishad discussion. I hope all of you had nice shloka test you had today. The two shlokas. It's one of the simplest unit in terms of shlokas. And even otherwise also, it's a very fundamental unit which we all can learn so much. Actually, the whole Bhakti Shastri course, there is a sequence of reading the books. So Ishopanishad is the first in that. It does not expect from the reader that he is already Krishna devotee also. It will establish that how Krishna's worship and all that is highest. Path of bhakti is the highest. All that it will establish. When we go to books like Upadeshamrita, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, they assume that you are a devotee of Krishna. So every book has what is called as adhikara. The one who has to read, he should have a required qualification. So Ishopanishad book and Bhagavad Gita, they establish devotional service, Sri Krishna as the object of service, what should be the goal of that service, all that they establish very well. So let us quickly again recite the two important verses, not only for test, but we should always recite. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Ishavasyamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Punjitha Magradah Kasya Smidhanam. Hare Krishna. So in our discussions, we were studying mantra number 8. We had done a little of mantra 8 in our last session. I hope you remember. So we learned the Ishavasya Tattva. We learned all these mantras. Yeah, this middle section, 4 to 8, the mantras, the 5 mantras total, is an important section. After the Ishavasya principle, importance of it, what benefits one gains by following it all them. A person becomes inquisitive to know about that Isha. So how do we know? Who knows the best about that Isha? That is actually Mahabhagavad. That's why in your handbook, this section is titled as Vision of Mahabhagavad. Do you have handbook? You have, no? And whenever we come for class, you can have it. So that's why the section is titled Vision of Mahabhagavad. So before going to describe the vision of Mahabhagavata, first it is told what are the ineffective means of understanding Isha. That was discussed in first two shlokas. Basically, use of one's own independent intelligence, senses, pratyaksha, anumana, pramanas, speculation. This will not. In mantra 6 and 7, we detailedly saw about the three types of adhikaris. Uttam adhikari, Mahabhagavata, Kanishta, Madhyam, and Uttam. And Uttam adhikari is the one who has that perfect understanding about Isha. So how do we gain that? By following them. That's called anupashyati. That was the important word in that whole discussion. Now, after discussing about how one should follow Mahabhagavata Uttamadhikari, now the discussion comes about some of the qualities of that Isha. In that regard, we had seen certain qualities. That is mantra number 8. I am showing the mantra number 8. It's in prose form, but nonetheless we can follow it. Saparyagat Shukramakayam Avrinam Asnaviram Shuddham Apapavidham Kavirmanishi Paribhu Swayam Yatha Tathyatorthan Vyadadhat Shashvatibhyah Samabhya. So here it is telling that one who has followed Uttamadhikari or Mahabhagavat, he knows the Isha having these qualities. Paryagat means to know. What are qualities? The whole of shloka is just a list of the qualities. Last time you remember, we saw some of the qualities. Names I have. I'm just showing now on the screen for the others also. So there are around 11 qualities in this shloka. Prabhupada describes close to 9 qualities. Akaya, Asnavira, Shukra. These are all the names in the shloka. Just I think we have done the first 3. Am I right? We have done the first 3. I want to ask, what does Akaya mean? Online also, devotees can respond. What is the meaning of Ayam? Yes, Prabhu. Someone is saying online. Yes.
Prabhuji, unembodied Prabhuji.
Say it loudly. Online devotees. Hare Krishna.
Unembodied Prabhuji.
Yeah, Radha.
Unembodied.
Yeah.
Unembodied without having body, Prabhuji.
Unembodied without having
Who
body.
do not have body, Prabhuji.
Oh, is that sufficient explanation for it? Would you say Isha doesn't have body?
The material body, actually.
You have to explain that well. You will have a question on this. If you say this much, you won't get the full marks. Akaya means what? What does it mean that Lord is unembodied? What does it mean?
He doesn't have a body like us.
Soul.
He does
He
not
does-
have a
If
body like us, material.
Yes, yes. So you can please see the purport of Srila Prabhupada and repeat those words.
his body is transcendental, which we cannot conceive of.
Transcendental body, okay. Prabhupada has told a very specific description of this. Please see them
Hare
in your
Krishna
book.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Kalam. Yes, Mataji.
There is no difference between his body and his soul, nor he is forced to accept a body according to the laws of nature.
Oh, very good. There is no difference between his body. In fact, Prabhupada also mentions mind in the last line. Body, mind, and soul, there is no difference. Like for us, there is difference between my body and the soul and the mind, right? These are all different for a conditioned being. And as you told, that his body is not under the laws of material nature. So Prabhupada tells it very, very clearly in the see there, that first paragraph only tells little below the last part of the first paragraph. His mind and body, he himself are all one and the same. There is nothing like a difference between body and mind in the Supreme Lord. That should come out. Okay. So what is asnavira mean? It's a related thing only. Asnavira mean what? Without veins, without the nas, nadi, whatever. So that shows that he has a body which is not made up of veins, muscle, and all that. So that's a very important term, even for your personal understanding or to tell others how that ultimate absolute truth is a person, he has a form. This will help you. These are all your resources, actually, you should know. Then the third aspect we saw was Shukra, omnipotent. He is greatly powerful. That's the meaning. In two sense, it was told. You remember. First, it was told that how he can convert. See that? Any of his son's sense can act for the function of any other sense. Angani yasya sakala indriya buddhiman. That's one way Shukram was explained. There are many ways of explaining that. Prabhupada describes this. Another way Prabhupada describes is he can convert material energy into spiritual energy. An example for it is the deities. Deities are made of matter, but they act spiritually. Is it not? How? Because that's Lord's design. Lord can make it happen like. So we had done till here, na? Am I right? Unembodied. What it means, you have to clearly understand and describe. Asnavira means he has a body which is devoid of veins. Shukra means omnipotent. Okay. Now today we will go to this fourth interesting quality. I'm now taking to the book. So please open up your books and follow it from here. So the fourth quality, last time I had just explained, I believe. Had explained, had we covered this? Yeah. So artha, the quality says yatha tatha. Like this, like that. Jaise vaise in Hindi will say, not like. So yatha jivas, like the jiva's karma and desire, tatha he gets the resources. जैसे वो इच्छा करता है और उसका कर्म है, वैसे वो चीजों को प्राप्त करता है परमात्मा से. It gets that qualities or it gets the resources. Basically, it means that the Lord provides the necessities of Jiva. Now, some Jivas get, some Jivas don't get in this world we see. How is that determined? What is that quality or qualification which the Paramatma sees? Just now I told about. What is that qualification? Arhata. Humility? Okay. Anything more? Service. Okay, okay. Little more basic I'm asking you. You are telling very deep concepts. Huh? Desire. Desire should be. And is that desire enough? There should be some credit in the sense karma credit, karma qualification. I may desire to become the richest person, but if I don't have that karma qualification from my past actions, then even if I work hard, I will not. Last time I did tell this example about farmer. I remember telling it. Remember? Farmer, he wants ultimately, he has a desire to get good crop, good yield. Now, how he will make it happen? First of all, he has to put effort. He will till the land. He will choose the best seeds. And then he will get some necessary fertilizer. And then he will do the seeding, whatever, sowing the seed. And he will take care that weeds are not there, animals don't come in and do things. Sometimes as soon as the seed is put, the birds will come and take it off. So he ensures all that. Originally, nowadays there are irrigation systems. Rain is a factor which is most important. And that he cannot arrange for himself. This year rains are very nebulous actually. People are thinking when to do sowing, still people have not sown the seeds yet, waiting. So the point is how the rain factor will help him. What determines the rains in that particular area, his plot and all. So he did his effort. He showed his desire. He did his effort. So he should also have a karma credit. Is it not? And that is not, he can demand. That's called daiva. So in any effort, there has to be, in any endeavor, there has to be an effort by the person, and there has to be karma favoring. So the effort part is called purushartha technically. And the divine help is called daiva. Daiva. So there is purushartha and there is daiva. And within the daiva comes karma also. Karmana daiva netrena. That's the famous shloka in Bhagavad. So a farmer can make his, first of all, if someone says that, oh, anyway, it is God who gives the rains. Without rains, I will not get good crops. So what is there? I can't do anything without rains. And he sits quiet. Then, even if rains come, the seeds will not fructify to give crops. So those people who only consider the daiva and do not put efforts, they will not get the desired result. Are you getting? This is one extreme. Another extreme is those who think success is 99.9999%. They say what? Effort, no? Huh? Correct, no? They say this. So at the same time, one also has to see that, okay, he may put all efforts, but if rains don't come, is it not? So one extreme is to think Purushartha is the only success giving factor. Another extreme is to think Daiva is the only success giving factor. Hmm? But in reality, you see that both are necessary. Is it not? And when we say Daiva, there is also an aspect of time there. Time. So one may have the credits from past actions, but those credits will be delivered at a certain time. Even in the science of astrology also this is told. They call some terms. I'm not so acquainted with. I think dasha, something and all this. So there is a aspect of time. See what all factors are involved. First of all, one should put his efforts. There is nothing successful turns out without one's effort. First thing is effort. That shows his desire. Correct? Second thing is he should have his karma credits. Third thing is he should be favored by Daiva and Kala. Then things give success. So why I am telling it is, Prabhupada here will tell, often the people of this world, including ourselves, we think we can make our future or destiny. But that's a part of it. We can only desire and endeavor. But the results are ultimately in the hands of destiny, Daiva, Paramatma. And when one becomes a devotee, the destiny is in the hands of Krishna. Huh? So when a jiva is not practicing devotional service, then he is often controlled by the laws of nature. It's called Daiva. Or an impartial person like Paramatma. Paramatma is just giving karmic results impartially. You might have read that a little before, Antaryami. There was a word called Antaryami. But when a person becomes a devotee, then that role Krishna himself takes. That role of giving results, that Krishna himself takes, and he intervenes in the life of a devotee. That's a very special case. But what here is told is a generic case. So the Lord provides the objects desired by the jiva, seeing the jiva's qualification. That is the essential meaning of this quality. Yatha tathyatah arthan yadadhat. Yadadhat means he gives. What he gives? Artha. Artha means valuable things, whatever the jiva desires. How? Yatha karma ichha of the jiva. Tatha Paramatma gives. Like that. So, some things we had read last time. Prabhupada here gives some very nice examples. We will recollect those examples. Sarthak Guru, can you read this yellow highlighted thing? A living being.
Being is like something a lot. Life is the object of that desire. Quotient to one's qualifications.
Qualification. So that qualification, that's what we are seeing. So Prabhupada gives a simple example. So continue reading. If a man wants to be.
If a man to be a hypertrophy, he must acquire not only the necessary qualification, but also the consent of the authority who can award the title of hypertrophy.
Continue.
The qualification in themselves are not sufficient for one to occupy the post. It must be awarded by some superior authority. Similarly, the Lord awards enjoyment to living particular qualifications, but good qualification in themselves are not sufficient to enable one to receive or
Yeah. So Prabhupada mentions at the end, the mercy of the Lord is also. That's why one of the preliminary prayers of any spiritualist is, oh, one who gives all my necessities, food, water, air, all that. And that's why they feel very grateful that Lord is the one who is giving us all that. But often the jivas are stuck in fulfilling their material necessities. So Prabhupada comments about it. The lower inferior intelligence is to only ask for material things, which are temporary. But an intelligent person will ask for something really beneficial, something of eternal value. So Prabhupada tells that who will ask for such eternal things? One who has developed intelligence. That's why Prabhupada uses the word spiritual intelligence. In Bhagavad Gita, this word is called Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Will come in. So Prabhupada is quoting some of the verses from Bhagavad Gita, that those who are influenced by material desires, they, what's that verse? Bhogaishwarya prasaktana taya apahrita chetasa. Their chetasa, that is the good intelligence, is stolen because of bhoga aishwarya asha. Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. Such people will not be able to develop this Vyavasayatmika buddhi. So Prabhupada talks about that. Spiritual intelligence is focused, but mundane intelligence, because mind always keeps desiring multiple things. You see, even in a day time, in the time of one full day, how many things mind will be hopping from one to another? So mind will never be satisfied with one object for even little time. So that's why the mundane intelligence also will be shifting. You may say, I think I should have done this. After an hour, you will think, I should have done this. Keep changing it. I should desire this. I should plan like this. Again, things will change. So it's very difficult to find such a fixity or oneness in material intelligence. This is told in Bhagavatam also. That there are many, many subjects which disturb and agitate the mind in this world. Varieties of subjects. So it comes in the second canto also. So Prabhupada points that out. How is Lord fulfilling the desires of the jiva? He says it. Can you read this, Prabhu? That the Lord rewards. Yellow.
That the Lord rewards the living beings just in fulfillment of their desires.
Yes.
The living being wants to go to hell, the Lord allows him to do so without plans.
Yeah.
And wants to go back, home back to God in order to pass.
See, the Lord is fulfilling the desires of the jiva. Actually, this is one very important quality of Lord. That Lord is respecting the freedom, free will of the jiva. He never imposes. If a jiva desires something so bad, as Lord in conscience, he says, Paramatma is saying it. But if the jiva is so stubborn on it, the Lord will fulfill it. Because some people, it's told, no, that one learns by hearing, the experience. Sometimes even after experience, one may not learn. Then multiple times he will experience. Experience is the best teacher. Because, ahead is what, full. Because a fool learns no other way. Experience is the best teacher because a fool learns no other way. Actually, the best learning is by hearing from a guru. We know that that person is telling for my benefit. I develop that trust and confidence, and I follow it. But if one has not, then even guru will also not. We will see. Guru, ठीक है आप do it. One can fulfill in a dignified sense material desires in a dharmic context. One should not go outside that context. So Lord has given that big scope, or he has given that domain. And while fulfilling it, one will also gain experience and he will develop some understanding and realization. He will himself ascend above like that. So Prabhupada is telling, if he wants to go back home, back to Godhead, Lord has made all the arrangements. He will help. Tadami buddhi yogam tam, he says also. And if one wants to fulfill material desires, so okay. He will also help in that sense. If one has both, then he will see. Sometimes he will fulfill, give him understanding. He will do like that. So there is no one way. It depends on the jiva's situation. So that was the understanding about the fourth quality, that the Lord provides the necessities of the jiva. Okay. So if you just have to see those qualities, see here. Yatha tathyatah arthan yadathat. Can you read the explanation? The Lord. Yeah. So, first of all, we should recognize the Lord's role, mercy. It's very important. In Bhagavad Gita, this will be very step by step established. First, Krishna will tell, do your duty. Doing your duty, you will get your desires. Then Krishna will tell, just doing your duty, it's not itself the factor. There is also Prakriti. There are three modes. They give the result. That's called Prakriti Amsha. First, Jiva, Prakriti. But these two are also not just enough. There is Purusha. Yes, right. Purusha. And he will expand this into even 5 also later. 5 causes of action in 18th chapter, he will tell. So, like this, there are many factors in making an action successful. But the most important is the Lord. That's very important. So, that is the meaning in this particular quality. So, now we'll go to the next quality. Paribhu. So, Prabhupada describes Paribhu means, see the word to word meaning? Paribhu. In the shloka, word to word meaning. Greatest of all. Paribhu, the greatest. Now, you see that there is always description in the Shastras that there is hierarchy of greatness. Like some person in this world are little powerful. They can make decisions which can affect many big mass of people. Like say governments, state, central, world. Their orders. Now, beyond them, there is also another order or, administrative realm. That's Devatas. Beyond them also, there are the Gunavataras, Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. Srishti, Sthiti and Laya. Vishnu middle. Then even Gunavataras also actually stem from Purushavatas. Will come little later. Purushavatas are the 3 types of Vishnu we read. So beyond the Purushavatas, that's the last extent to which a person can go by his efforts, Maha Vishnu. Beyond him, there is, of course, the Bhagavan, Govinda. So, when in the Shastras, the description comes of Bhagavan, the description is often that he is someone who is greatest. There is no one greater than him. So, the word used is asama, urdhva, asama, and urdhva, anurdhva, whatever. There is no one equal to him. There is no one excellent or surpassing. So, knowing this is important because if one is worshipping or serving such a greatest person, then is there any need to approach others? No. You're getting? When one understands the powers of Bhagavan, that he can fulfill all the desires, he can even change the inevitable things which may happen, because ultimately he is above that also, is it not? He says also, Aham Tvam Sarva Pape. So when one knows this, the greatness of the Lord, then he becomes firmly situated in serving. It is very important. See, Prabhupada says, the Lord supplies the things the living entities desire. We sometimes think maybe for fulfilling these desires, I should approach this person or devatas because they fulfill quickly. Krishna also says this in Bhagavad Gita. Some people think by worshipping devatas, we can fulfill our material desires quickly. But later Krishna says, ultimately, I only give those devatas the power to give the benedictions. He says that part. And then at the end, of course, everywhere it's told that even if any desires are there, one should approach Supreme Lord only. Because he is the greatest. So, at the same time, it is told, okay, what one should desire from greatest person. If you are approaching a greatest person, we should not ask something very small. It will be below his dignity or respect. You're getting? Like this Prabhupada himself says this nice, interesting story. There was one woodcutter lady, old lady. She used to go every day to mountains and collect big stack of wood, small twigs and all. Yeah. Oh Krishna Govinda, she would pray. She was that day had a very heavy stack, and she was feeling very burdened. She called out the names of Lord, and the Lord came. Prabhupada says this. And then when Lord came, why did you call me? She told, this is too heavy. Can you shift from here to here? This thing. Okay, if that's your desire, Lord did it. And then Prabhupada tells this to say that she could have ended that whole life only. You know? But sometimes we are so caught up in that immediate situation that we don't see the long lasting benefit we may get. So what Prabhupada says here, that one should be intelligent to ask the right things. See here, he says this. Yeah, it comes here only. Can you read this? Liberation as conceived of.
Liberation as concept of like the purification from the whole process, the application must have continued until this picture sense and realize the
Institutional position. So Jiva is always beggar. Jiva is always beggar, and Lord is always the provider. Even in Christianity, they say, in all the religions, they say this. But he should be intelligent to what he should beg for. So the beggar, when he comes to spiritual senses and realizes his constitutional position, he will not beg for sense gratification. Or even liberation is also, begging liberation is also not very intelligent, Prabhupada says in this. So Paribhu means he can fulfill all the material desires, he can give the impersonal liberation also, he can give the opulences in the Vaikuntha, he can even give Prema Bhakti, the highest attainment. So he can give all of them. It depends on Jiva what he chooses. The menu card is there. Based on one's desire, he has to choose that part. That is Paribhu. Any comment or question on this? You can stop me anytime you feel you have any comment or question. The next one, this is interesting. Two are told in one paragraph only. First one is Swayambhu. So Paribhu we saw. Paribhu means greatest. Paritaha Bhu. Swayambhu means Swayam Bhu Sattayam. Bhu means existence. So he came to existence by his own. Like sometime the Swayambhu Vigraha, they say. No? What does that mean? No? Swayambhu. Self-manifested. Self-manifested. So Swayam. So Lord is Swayam. Sometimes this word is used for Brahmaji also. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu. The Dwadasha Mahajanas list, this is told. So Swayambhu is told for Brahmaji also. Why? Came from the lotus. Huh? Correct. So he appeared not from the womb of any mother. He appeared directly from father, Swayam, in that sense. Usually, a jiva to come into this world, both male and female are made. He is dependent on the parents, is it not? But here, Brahmaji came just by the desire of Vishnu. In that sense, that name is also told for him. But the name actually fully is meaningful when it comes to the context of Lord, Supreme Lord Vishnu or Krishna. Swayambhu here means self-sufficient. Swayambhu, self-sufficient. Even in the case of Brahma's appearance, you can see how much is self-sufficient. You see, he doesn't need, a wife to create Brahmaji. Interesting. Of course, he has wife Lakshmi, but he did not needed her assistance. Krishna, or for that matter, the whole material creation, he can do himself also, but he is employing Prakriti. That's the Shakti Tattva actually. So Prabhupada here says, how is he self-sufficient? All his powers are in him eternally. There are some nice examples Prabhupada gives. Someone online devotee would like to read when Lord Krishna from here. Who would like to read from Zoom?
I can do.
Yes, Vedant Prabhu, read.
When Lord Krishna appeared on earth 5,000 years ago, he displayed his full manifestation as the personality of Godhead
Yeah.
through his various activities. In his childhood, he killed many powerful demons such as Aghasura, Bakasura, Shakatasura, and there was no question of his having acquired such power through any extraneous endeavor. He lifted Govardhan Hill without ever practicing weightlifting. He
Okay,
danced
just pause here. Now here, next quality is coming. So you see what examples Prabhupada gives. Child Krishna, he killed many asuras without undergoing any training. Interesting. In this world, people say if you do a lot of yoga, sadhana, you become God. Have you come across? I was there, a part of it earlier. We used to do. You might have come across. Oh, sir. Huh? It is very famous spiritual organization says you do a nice sadhana, you become Devata. You can even become Narayana. So Prabhupada challenges, Lord is always Lord. How can you become Lord? Devatas you can by gaining piety, punya, but you can never become God. So Prabhupada is telling there is no question of his having acquired such power through any extraneous endeavor. This comes very vividly, nicely in the pastime of that person who showed himself as God in front of Krishna. Poundraka. Have you heard? Poundraka.
Counter.
Poundraka Vasudeva. In Krishna book, there is a nice chapter on it. He was next to Kashi. There was one kingdom. He was a king of that place. But he became so envious of Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna of Dwaraka, that he sent a message through his messenger. Hey, you're not real Vasudeva. I am Vasudeva. You give up your 4 weapons. You give up your Veshbhusha. I am the real Vasudeva. In front of Krishna only he challenges. So there Prabhupada gives very nice comment. Of course, Krishna he really wanted to stop this kind of nonsense and cheating. So he goes and attacks him. And he also comes with many more Akshohini Sainyas along with Kashi Raja, and Krishna easily defeats and kills them. There he was. Paundraka. Those who pose themselves as God. So Prabhupada is basically telling here that God is always God. It's not that he becomes God. He acquired qualification to become God. One interesting pastime I remember. There was one very senior ISKCON sannyasi was traveling in a train long back, and there was one yogi who also was there with it. It was a very packed train, and this yogi was arguing with this Swami that, actually, I have a lot of siddhis, I will become God. So he was trying to argue a lot. So the Swami was trying to explain how Krishna is the supreme always, and this, that. And he was not accepting. At one point of time, this so-called yogi, he became little restless. He had to go to bathroom. So this Swami was there. He had to cross. So Swami told, you cannot go. I have to go. I have to go. You accept that Krishna is the only supreme person. Then only I will leave you. Okay, I'll accept it. You leave me space. So he went, he completed his whatever, and then he came back. Now you understand? You cannot even control your passing water or whatever. Prabhupada tells, this God has tooth pain. Then one in lecture Prabhupada says, how come God has toothache? There are some yogis. There is one very famous yogi who had toothache. He died. Centenary celebrations are also done of his recently. So the point is, people may say that they are God, but they have so many defects. How can God have tooth pain? How can God have pressure, nature spell, call? So when this yogi was told, now you understand? He told, no, I am God only. That was my Leela. So people will not accept. Even if you prove them logically, show by instance, everything, they will not accept because it's deep within the ego of that jiva. It cannot just go by intellectual conviction or convincing arguments. But Krishna's, if one studies Krishna's life, we can see how this person manifested super excellence right from his appearance. On the sixth day, he kills that very big, very cruel, monstrous demoness, Putana. So many super excellent activities. He climbs a mountain which was 88 miles high. In Krishna book, this comes. The highest mountain currently we see is Everest or so. It's close to 9 kilometers. But this hill was Pravarshana, it's called. 88 miles high, means close to 150 kilometers high. And both Krishna and Balaram jump off from there without any scratch or wound. They go back to Dwarka. So there are descriptions like this. One may wonder how this is possible. So that quality describes, what is the quality name? What's the name of the quality? Swayambhu. Swayambhu means self-sufficient. Now the next quality is avranam. Please see the word meaning. This is very important quality. Avranam, word to word meaning in the shloka.
Without reproach.
Reproach. Reproach means, see, no, you can see the meanings. Reproach. Blemish or blame. What is the meaning? You saw that?
Someone usually because they are afraid to know what is
Like they did something wrong. Then you find him reproachful. He is faulty. He has done something wrong. Now the meaning, actually, literally, if you have to say vrana means defect or fault. Vrana is also used for skin boils. Vrana piditaha. That's the word used in this book. Basically, it is a fault or defect, despicable, very bad. Avranam means he doesn't have any such defects, faults, despicable, pitiable things in his life. No blemish in his character, in his actions and character. Avrana. Now, without reproach, reproach means, in literal sense, you can say accusation. He is reproachful, means he is accused of something wrong. But Krishna cannot be accused of anything wrong. Even seemingly apparent wrong is also transcendent. Prabhupada gives the example. You see what example he gives. You may have expected. Huh? Please read. Please, can you read Mataji? He danced from there.
Yeah, the group although the groupies approach with the parents speaking of love, the relationship between the groupies and God was worship given by young children, who was a mistress and not sleep before.
So the example, like this, there are many Krishna's actions. Sometimes we may not fit it in the understanding of dharma, niti, such kind of moral behavior. Ultimately, Krishna himself has made such moral rules for the people of this world to follow and have some peace. And he is above it. He often follows it, almost always follows it, because jivas have to get good right example. Huh? What is that famous shloka? In Gita it's told that everyone follows me. Huh? Yad yad acharati shrestha tad tad evetaro jana. Whatever the great people do, that whole the common people follow. Sayat pramanam kurute lokas tadvan anuvartate. Krishna says this, and then he says, I do my duties. Arjuna, you should do your duty. Though I am not bound to do my duties, there is no karmic defect. Some reaction comes. No, nothing. In fact, he says, Name parthasti kartavyo trishu lokeshu kinchana. I don't have any kartavya, but still I do my kartavya, thinking this is my kartavya. Like he protected the Dwaraka kingdom, is it not? He followed many things. He went to Gurukul, and then he protected all the citizens of this thing. Many like that. He fulfilled all the responsibilities of a householder. He protected them, cared for them. He got 10 children from them. All of them, from each of them, he appointed the teachers for them. It's told that the calculation of the teachers for Krishna's children in Dwaraka, Krishna children and grandchildren, goes to lakhs. There is an amount, a number which Shukadev Goswami says. So Krishna arranged all that. Krishna arranged the weddings for them. He did many things. So one may wonder, my God is so much bound. He's doing all this. He's going to Hastinapur also sometime. He's coming here. But he did all that out of, with no binding. Karna padta hai, what to do. I can't help it. Sometimes we feel like that, what to do, I have to do it. I have to go to school, college, I have to go to job, I have to do my household duties. Sometimes we get that feeling, but Krishna never had that feeling when he was doing what he was doing. So he was doing it out of love. So when he does these very special activities, like dancing with gopis, or stealing, sometimes apparently lying, which may not fit in the mundane morality. God is beyond mundane morality. When he comes as Rama, he shows that how to follow the exact moral conduct. Maryada Purushottama. But as Krishna, he also shows that, but sometimes he even shows activities beyond it, to say how he is beyond even morality. He is Sarva Swatantra. Rama had to abide by certain dharma, some codes. No? But as Sri Krishna, he shows the highest quality of Godhood. So the point is, these qualities which apparently appear immoral are praised, you see, are praised by, you see, what is told? Lord Chaitanya, na? By Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Adi Shankaracharya praises all these qualities in his Achyutashtakam. Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Shukadev Goswami, who did not even, it's not that he was innocent or no. His realization was so deep that he could not even make distinction between man and woman. Such highly detached, no material contamination, such people are able to appreciate Sri Krishna's dancing with women. So sometimes if we want to buy something or see something, we see testimonial or reviews. Is it not? We should see the reviews of this activity of Krishna. Who is praising, what they are saying about it. Is it? And then we can understand, my God, I misunderstood. When this Leela is told in Bhagavatam, there is a lot, we will not enter that whole detail. I'll just mention this last thing and conclude. When this whole the 5 chapters of Rasa Leela, Rasa Panchadhyaya, it's called in Bhagavatam. This is considered as the highest topic of Bhagavatam. After that, at the end of it, it is told that Lord Shiva drank poison. But people should not imitate Lord Shiva because they will die. So the activities of Mahapurushas, like Shiva, it's given Shiva as example. Now you understand Krishna. It's told it. They will die. And then it is told that one should develop appreciation to such activities by hearing from acharyas. One should not hear about them to fulfill our mundane material thinkings. Vikriditam rajavatu piridam cha Vishnu shraddhanvito nushrunuyat. It is told that the activities of Vishnu, it is not even told Krishna, because Vishnu is worshipped, right? If you say Krishna, you may think lightly. Sometimes Krishna word is taken lightly, but Vishnu. So Vishnu, it is Krishna is Vishnu only, is none other than Vishnu. And he, Vikridataha Vrajavadhus, with the gopis, the dance he had, the rasa dance. If one hears it from great acharyas with great faith and this understanding of how Krishna is avranam, the result is his heart will be completely cleansed of lust. This is the assurance given by Shukadev Goswami. Apparently lust, but if you hear it, the one who hears it, their lust will go. Is it not? So the point is, these activities are not to be misunderstood as immoral. And those who consider like that and accuse Krishna are foolish. Krishna is beyond reproach. Reproach means blasphemy, blemish, or any fault, accusations. So he is without reproach. And the quality is avranam. Okay? Hare Krishna. Any comment or question on this? Now, this is the last, I think, last two qualities. Yeah, these are the last two qualities. These are the most important qualities. In fact, from your examples. But to even understand these two qualities is very, very helpful for sadhakas. The qualities are Shuddham, Apapavidham. Shuddham means pure. Apapavidham means, see what do it mean? Prophylactic. For Shuddham, it is told as anti-venom. These words describe this quality the best. You will see that. See, here also it's told. Apapavidham means prophylactic. What is this? Antiseptic we must have heard, na? Antiseptic medicines, some infection when it happens, we take. Right? So when there is some infection, then we take a medicine which cures that infection. That's called antiseptic. Now there are another type of medicine which if we take, we will not get infection in future. Correct, na? Like COVID vaccines and all we took, right? At least I took. We don't know what happened around it. Was it water or what? We don't know. But point is, there are some medicines now. What do you call them? Preventive. Prevent. Like in childhood, they give polio, typhoid, and TB. Polio is very famous. So they are given so that in future we don't get such infection. So one is called curative medicine. You have gotten an infection, you take the medicine, it cures from that infected state to healthy state. The second one is preventive medicine. What it will do? You are healthy now. It's not that you are infected. You are healthy now. But in future, we won't get infection. Precautionary medicine, preventive medicine, whatever.
Vaccines.
See again?
Yes. Vaccination, they tell. No?
Vaccination. Vaccination. Now, these two become very relevant in understanding Krishna's quality or Isha's quality. The infected jiva, when he comes in touch with Isha, he becomes pure. So Krishna is antiseptic. That's the meaning of the first quality, Shuddham. Any infected, contaminated, no matter how much ever contaminated a jiva is, he comes in touch with the Lord, he becomes pure. Examples? Holy name, very good. Very powerful. Jamila. Many. Regarding like that. Many like that. Examples are many. Jagai Mathai, many. Is it? All the even demons, they got computed. They got liberated. No, is it not? That special quality of Krishna. Ajamil is Mataji told the same Ajamil. Holy name. And Krishna's name itself can do. How much Krishna is coming in touch with Krishna? So that is which quality? Shuddham. So that's why the word is used antiseptic. So Prabhupada was also a pharmacist in his pre-ashrama sannyasa days. So he explains it the best. The next quality is apapavidham. Now you understand what is apapavidham. You already know now. Huh? Huh? Holy names. Okay. Now please contrast it curative, preventive, or whatever medicines I told. Once a person becomes pure, he will no more get contamination. You're getting? In the other paths or other worships, person, he may attain a stage of some understanding, purity, and realization. But there is always a chance of fall. Tapasya, karma, jnana. In the path of bhakti, when a person attains a certain stage, that stage is told actually. When he crosses anartha nivritti, you know the 9 steps, no? Shraddha. Any of you know the stages names? Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajanakya, Anartha Nivritti. That's the 4th stage. Then what else is ahead? Nishtha, Ruchi,
Ruchi.
Asakti, Bhava, Prema. Total 9. You consider Shraddha among them. So, what I was telling is when a person attains Nishtha, Anartha Nivritti, there is some, going up, coming down. Snake and ladder is always happening. But nonetheless, nothing, there is no loss. Even from Shraddha stage also, there is no loss. But the point here is, when a person in the path of bhakti steadily attains that state of steady practice of contact with the Lord by bhakti, he will not fall. He will not fall. That is assured by the quality of apapa vidham. Prophylactic. This is a medical term, prophylactic. Basically, it means preventive medicine or vaccine kind. So Prabhupada gives nice example for explaining this quality. Gives the example of sun, Surya, for Shuddham. The best purifying thing in the world is sun. Even the putrid, bad thing also becomes disintegrated and then it's clean. Isn't it? So, can you read the highlighted part?
Shuddham and discipline and after life prophetic is in discipline in the sense that even an impure thing can become not just by
Now you got it? An impure thing can become pure by his association. Huh? Read ahead the word prophylactic.
Prophylactic refers to the power.
So prophylactic means because he has come in touch with the Lord, he is associating with the Lord, no impure thing can touch that person. Interesting, no? So there is always a fear of fall from spiritual path. Shurasya dhara patayo vadanti. It's told that the path of spiritual life is like walking on the razor's edge. Shurasya dhara kavayo vadanti. It's told. So, in the path of karma, jnana, and all, they have very strict regulation of what should be done, what should not be done. But because the internal consciousness is not fully purified, they may have gotten some knowledge. At the level of knowledge or actions, one might have become pure. But at the level of consciousness, deep consciousness, which is covered by avidya, it has not become pure. That's why there are some instances of people falling from such advanced stages of karma jnana also. Like Vishwamitra, he had done so many tapasya. First time he falls because of lust. Second time he falls because of anger. Third time he falls because of greed. I'm just condensing it. Urvashi comes and disturbs him. That was the effect of lust. He had already done thousands of years of tapasya by that time. He had obtained all that Brahma Shakti, he wanted to become a Brahmarshi, and then he understands, oh, I fell, and then again he resolves now, no more. Then again, Rambha comes. Then he becomes so angry. He curses. I think he does some cursing or something. And because of his anger, he loses all the gain of tapasya and jnana. Then again he's sitting for tapasya and he's doing. Then one king comes. That Vasishta denied me from going to Swarga. Please help me. I want to go in this body only. I know you have great power. You're competitor, no? Vasishta is. So you can do. He denied, I will do it. To gain some prestige, prove his superiority. That was Trishank. That king was Trishank. In Ramayana, the story is told. Vishwamitra himself tells all this story actually. In Ramayana, it comes. But he's telling it how I was foolish that time. Oh Rama, now I have become your devotee, like that. So the point is how much he was tested and troubled, and he had to again and again come to the right intelligence and right state of consciousness. But in the path of bhakti, Prabhupada interestingly says the next interesting shloka, very famous shloka of Gita. Apichet suduracharo bhajante mam ananyam. Even if my devotee, see here it comes. In the beginning, a devotee may appear sudurachar, may not be well behaved, but he should be accepted as pure because he's on the right. It's a matter of time, he will become pure. He was so dirty so far, now he's under the shower. Do not accuse a person under shower. He's getting cleansed. In some time, he will be appearing fully pure. So, Lord is so emphatic about it. He is sadhu only. He has not fallen. Those who accuse such my devotee, he is fallen. Lord says that. Anyway, when you read Bhagavad Gita, that section, it will be very detailedly discussed. But Prabhupada says this is due to the prophylactic nature of Lord's association. What is prophylactic mean? Again,
Prevents.
so in the context of Lord and practice of bhakti, you say.
But he sees that he will kind of question of sin. So I think people have to be
Yeah.
for
Anyone want to add? Thank you. Anyone want to add? Prabhu told yes, very well. Once a jiva establishes a steady connection, contact with the Lord, that contact can never become lost. In other paths, it can become lost. So Prabhupada says here, the Lord is apapa with them because sin cannot touch. Because Lord has these qualities, the devotee who worships that Lord also get this quality. Anyone who comes in touch with such a great devotee, he becomes pure. And once that person became pure and attained a steady stage, he will no more become impure. You get it? The Lord's devotees also get this quality of Shuddham and Apapa. Like Prabhupada. People came in touch with him who were so impure, but they became pure. And they attained that steady bhakti. Those who attained that steady bhakti, you can see how they are so firm and resolute in their practice, and one can see that. Yes, you want to add?
just said, seeing that many senior people were also gone
Through difficulties
and they come.
they come down. So that's why that step is taught. That steady practice. I specifically that steps are there. Na? In the stage of anartha nivritti, the symptoms are such that one will, the description of anishtita bhajana kriya, which is a feature of anartha nivritti, is that sometimes he feels greatly elated, sometimes sad. Sometimes he resolves to do these things, sometimes he fails in doing them. That is anishtita. But when one has attained nishtha stage, by then most of the anarthas are destroyed. There are very little anarthas still there, which will get destroyed at the level of bhava. But once one attains that stage of nishtha, from there it's almost impossible for a jiva to fall. There is one very rare case described in Bhagavatam, but that case is not a jiva's desire. That was a desire of Lord. You know any example? I was thinking someone will ask this example and then ask. Huh? Bharata. He was not at the Nanartha Nivritti or Nishtha, where he was, he was at the level of Bhava. Just a step below Prema. So it is described in his case. What happened in his case? You know that story anyway. It was the desire of Lord for a very specific purpose. It is described there that how sadhakas should be very careful in association. They should be very careful to take association. No, Bharata was alone. Is it not? So that caution Lord wanted to teach. That's why the whole episode of Bharata is. But still in his case also, if you carefully see, even when he became deer, his bhakti was not lost. His bhakti was steadily increasing only. Bhakti never, it was never like you just now saw the example of this sage. He attained and then he lost. Again he attained. Who was Vishwamitra? He lost, kept losing again. But in the case of Bharata, the king Bharata, who became a Vanaprasthi, then the deer, Hiran, Jinke. Then the next, Jada Bharata. Their bhakti, if you see the graph, it's described in Bhagavad. It is never lost, it is increasing. So Lord made it apparently feel like he lost it. And he went into the body of a deer, which is not a regular phenomena. Because it's on in Ishopanishad only. Anyone who practices Ishavasya Tattva, what are the benefits? Isana benefits.
One
You will
will
be-
not glide into the heaven.
One will not fall to animal life. Thank you, Mataji. One will not fall to animal life. You saw that, right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Trayate Mahato Gayat. So how he went then? How do we reconcile? So it's explained that it was a very special case. Don't think you can independently go ahead. Be always cautious. So a devotee, especially in the path of bhakti, one should be very cautious of different ways in which material energy can destroy. So one should be always cautious of Maya. What is it told, Haribam? Conscious of Krishna. Cautious of Maya and conscious of Krishna. It's a nice, interesting term. Because Radhesham Prabhu tells this. Anyway. So the Lord is apapa vidham. So here that example of sun is described. Vedant Prabhu, the sun extracts. Can you read this?
Yeah. The sun extracts moisture from many untouchable places on the earth, yet it remains pure. In fact, it purifies obnoxious things by virtue of its sterilizing powers. If the sun, which is material object, is so powerful, then we can hardly begin to imagine the purifying strength of the all-powerful Lord.
So Lord is fully pure, pavitram. In Bhagavad Gita also says, pavitram bhavan param bhavan. So one cannot explain the purity of Lord in any explanations or examples, but still sun is the closest example. Prabhupada is telling. We can hardly begin to imagine the purifying strength of all powerful. So, knowing this, we should never give an excuse that I did this wrong, so I will not do bhakti. You understand? Sometimes we fall into this complex. How much I did wrong, I think this is not fit for me. I am not made for this. Actually, there is no such a fallen situation which Lord cannot lift from, provided we try sincerely. Is it not? So one can never give the reason that I am so deeply fallen that even God cannot lift me. And that will be, in a very direct sense, arrogance. Because Lord is all powerful. He can lift from any deep ignorance, provided we show a little interest and expression of our desire by little efforts. So this should give a great hope for all Jews. This should not make us become relaxed on the other side. Oh, Lord is all powerful. I can go on committing sin again now. No. Knowing this, one should be more responsible. It should not make one complacent, but it should make one responsible. So Lord is Shuddham Apapa Vidham. So I will just brief it out. Shuddham means any impure thing or person coming in touch with the Lord becomes pure. Example, sun. Is it not? So antiseptic, that's the word used. Pure antiseptic. Apapa Vidham. Once purified means no sin can touch Lord. That word was used. See here, the Lord is apapa vidham because sin cannot touch. And any jiva who has attained steady bhakti, he will not be again touched by sin or material contamination. He will no more fall. Are you getting this? Huh? So that is apapa vidham. In the medical terms, what was it used? Prophylactic. Antiseptic, prophylactic. Preventive medicine, vaccine, whatever you call it. This will surely come. This question will always be. This is such an important concept to know from Ishopanishad. Akayam is very important quality in this because that's where lies the crux of establishing absolute truth as person. If Akayam literally means no body, why Asnaviram? Last time I did explain this, is it not? Asnaviram means no veins. So if he doesn't have body, it's understood that he doesn't have veins. And why it is explicitly stated that he doesn't have veins? Because he has a body with no veins. He has spiritual truth. And similarly here, Shuddham Apapa. These are very, very important understandings of nature of Isha. I hope you're all getting necessary points for your second essay. You are marking it. No, there are a lot of points coming here. Any comments or questions? We do want to enter mantra 9, but I want to ask if any questions. Any comments? Hare Krishna, online devotees.
Prabhuji, in that divine help, you said even karma and time is included. So Lord can even change the karma of a person, and also he can even avoid in his own time if he wills. I'm just asking.
Yeah. Lord can change the karma. It is very much possible for one. There is this very famous prayer of Brahmaji, which purport of that is very nice. You can read it. Tattenu kampam su samikshamana bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. Brahmaji, after Brahma Vimohan Leela, This is 10th canto, 14th chapter. Very nice shloka. And he says this shloka, that a devotee who might have done whatever before becoming a devotee, and now he has become devotee. Now whatever he faces in life, how he sees it, Atma Kritam Vipakam. The consciousness or attitude of a devotee is that this is all the reaction of my past, what I am experiencing. And he says, Tatya Anukampam. And that Lord, out of Anukampa, he has greatly reduced this. Otherwise, I would have been suffering more. This is not just a nice thought, it is fact. It is fact actually. Lord tells this, as soon as a devotee chants my name even once, I become specially interested in that thing. Lord starts specially arranging certain things for that. It's not that only for pure devotees Lord is interacting with the jivas. He is especially interacting with those jivas, with those mahatmas or pure devotees. But even sadhakas, even the struggling devotees, for them also Lord is in. So often you consider like this: the jiva, he had done some past action and he had to get this much amount of reaction. Now that jiva became a devotee. Now what will happen to this reaction? This reaction now is no more under laws of karma or prakriti. Or we use the term daiva. We use that term, right, in our discussion. It is no more under that powers. The power of attorney, sometimes they say, no, this of this goes to whom? Krishna. Krishna will say, I will manage. Now, whether he will give from that karma stock only some suffering for that jiva, how much he will reduce, that's all on the desire of Krishna. Karma nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhaja. In Brahma Samhita we say, no? By the bhakti one can burn out all the karma. That's the power of your bhakti. Oh, Brahmaji is telling us. This is a Veda mantra, isn't it? It comes in the Vedas, Samhita. So the point is, bhakti has that power. Now then, why devotees are suffering? Sometimes they get disease, they fall into legal complications, they make kind of apparently reactions of past. They are there. So they should not be seen as karma now. Their label is changed now. They are arrangement of law. Like that shloka is telling, no? Tattenu kampa. Now it says anukampa now. Whatever is happening in my life is for my growth. Sometimes we don't understand like that and we try to manage our own self, revolting against God. That's our misfortune. But Lord is in full control of that devotee's life. Apparent failures, apparent great setbacks are also for a divine purpose in the life of a devotee. And they will not breed further bondage or entanglement. So about this, you will study in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu very detailedly how in the life of a devotee, the burning of sinful reactions happen at multiple stages, and but I just told him in brief. Actually. Is that okay, Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So if you want more details, Nectar of Devotion, in chapter 2 or 3, characteristics of pure devotional service, there it's described. Prabhupada says it. Any other comment or question, Hare Krishna? Yes, sir.
The body with desire fulfills. So I think your partly answered that. When we desire for Krishna, they want to But there's sometimes a time when Krishna tests us, in the sense, he removes, he takes us everything and the below and that contains there. He will test you where he take everything from you and expects you to have the same bhakti towards Krishna. So that test is also part of this quality or it is here it is that which desire Krishna fulfills. So again, Krishna also tests on the other side whether he really has a true intention.
Yeah, I understand. So, Prabhu's question is that sometimes we see Krishna putting a devotee in abject poverty, making him fully despot. He takes away everything. What is that? Harishyeta dhanam shanai. When I become yasyaham anugrahnami, I give real anugraha. That means I take away everything. There is one verse like this. This verse is to told by Krishna only to Pandavas. I only made you all situation like this. Krishna is telling this, and this is very fearful verse, is it not? Everyone has to face like this. So please read that purport. This comes in the last part of 10th canto. Just show the verse number. Why I'm telling it is you should read how Prabhupada explains it. I'm just telling the verse number. So, yes, this is chapter 88, 10th canto, text number 8. A very nice verse. And if you read the 10th canto purports in Bhagavatam of this particular shloka, you will get a lot of insights. So, there it is described that Krishna knows how to make this devotee become Krishna conscious. What he will do, sometimes a devotee may try for fulfilling material desires, and also he has a desire to attain Krishna. Sometimes he has the desire to attain material growth and establishment and all like that. At the same time, he has also very strong spiritual desire. Krishna, I want to be a devotee. I want to serve you nicely. So these are conflicting desires. How a devotee usually should lead is whatever happens materially, he just accepts it. And he cultivates spiritual desires. So if he has like this desire, then kind of desires, as we saw, Krishna facilitates the desires of Jiva. Now, how do we see this? So what will do Krishna? Because he's a devotee, he's desiring me. At the same time, he's also desiring something which is contrary. Getting? So it is like he wants Amrita, at the same time he wants Visha also. Krishna says this is the exact word which is told in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yai murkha vishaya kena diba. This he is a murkha. Why I should give him vishaya, which is a visha. Vishaya means sense gratification, which is a visha. Ami vignya yai murkha vishaya kena diba. Swa charanamrita diye vishaya bhai. I will give him such experiences in bhakti by which he will forget Vishaya. What experiences? Sometimes experiences like that. He will make him so utterly become dependent on Krishna. But in the case of devotees like Ambarisha or Parikshita, you can say, but Ambarisha is the best example. Or Dhruva. For them, Krishna gave prosperity. Is it? So, in the description of this shloka, which I told you, please read it. It is not one way by which Krishna will make a person become elevated. It's not that anyone who becomes devotee, Krishna will surely make him Bhikari, no. So Bilva Mangal Thakur is expressing that Krishna, anyone who falls in love with you, they will not have any desire for dhana, mana, indriya, no, pranam, sharutva, mama sarvameva. They will not have any desire to pursue that because you become so central to them in life. They will not have any regard. So he is accusing Krishna in a different sense. He is glorifying Krishna, but it's a ninda stuti. So he is Krishna. Anyone who falls in love, they will forget everything. That they will no more even be conscious of what they lost. It will become like that. So basically, he's telling how great is attaining your love. That no other thing in this world is close to it. So he is regarding in that sense. So those great devotees like Ambarisha, Pandavas, Dhruva, they got such great opulence, but it did not mean much to them. You get it? So that it is like that. So your question of basically how do we experience difficulties? You know, when a sadhaka or a devotee gets it, how do we? It makes one fearful to hear such kind of descriptions of that. No, it should not make one fearful. In fact, one should progress with full confidence that it is Krishna who is giving me whatever is happening in my life. So I should be accepting his plans coming through his devotees, especially the Guru, and then follow it. One should proceed with that confidence, not with fear. If there is fear in the mind, then it will always pull us down. Is it not? It will not let us practice with full heart. Is that helpful? Okay. Hare Krishna. I will take again questions if there are, but I want to discuss this very interesting shlokas coming now. The sequence of shlokas which are coming now from here, mantra number 9 onwards. Mantra 9 to mantra 14. They are close to six mantras. These are considered the most confusing mantras of Ishopanishad. Why? Because if you just read the translations, you will understand how they are confusing. Mantra 9, we will see the mantra 9 verse. So this is the third section of Ishopanishad we are entering. Please see your guidebook. The title is given Absolute and Relative. Absolute, which is like nothing compared to it. It's the highest. And relative, below. Now, this is explained in two terminologies. Knowledge, see what is told? And worship. Absolute knowledge, relative knowledge. Absolute worship, relative worship. Please have the guidebook next to you and keep referring to them. Huh? So, absolute knowledge, what is that? Which is true all the time, which is the highest. And in this world, we gain relative knowledge. The knowledge about this world, about people of this world, which is true, but for certain time, for certain places. It is relative knowledge. You get it? Similarly for worship also. So, in the previous section, we saw how to understand Isha. Remember? How not to, how to, and what are the qualities of Isha. That's how it concludes. Now it will enter into deeper understanding of Isha. What are the methods of knowledge which we should take? What are the methods of worship which one should take? So it takes to this. And after this section, you will be surprised. The next section is prayers. You see, next section of Ishopanishad. So there a person has, he has attained somewhat completeness in understanding. In the beginning of Ishopanishad, a person was very selfish. ठीक है, follow Ishavasya. You do, Whatever you want, Krishna is giving, accept it. Be happy with it. It started like that. Huh? And it evolved in understanding. At the end, he will pray. At the time of death, also there are prayers, that comes Ishopanishad. So Ishopanishad shows a progress or a journey of evolution. So this part is very important because here many misconceptions, misunderstandings are clarified. So I'm showing some small chart here. Yeah. So mantras 9 to 14. This is the section. Okay. So mantras 9, 10, and 11 talk about knowledge. 12, 13, and 14 talk about worship. If you understand 9, 10, and 11, it is the same framework with 12, 13, and 14. What 9 speaks is similar to what 12 says. 10 is similar to 13. 11 is similar to 14. I'll keep repeating this because it's important to make this connection. So if you understand the first set of 3 verses, you get easily the next set of 3 verses. In fact, if you see the verse, just for your better conviction, mantra 9, open your books, mantra 9 and mantra 12. See the verse. There almost everything is same. It seems like the same verse in both mantra 9 and 12. See, the first line is what? Andham Dama Pravishan. Same. Second line, Ye Vidyam Upasati, Ye Sambhutim Upasate. Oh, there is one word change. Third line, same. Third line is same. Is it same? Online devotees, are you observing? I don't know.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, online devotees, are you observing the book?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So kindly check the shloka in the book. So please have the book with you. The fourth line, there is one word difference. Sambhuti, avidya. Vidya and Sambhuti. So the point is, even the shlokas are exactly same. Just a flip of 2 words. Similarly, you go and check mantra 10 and 13. They are also like that. Go and check mantra 11 and 14. They are also like that. Okay, it's a homework for you. Okay, are you getting? So that's why I am telling, if you understand these 3, the next 3 is just very easy. That same framework of understanding follows. So now let us understand the first 3 verses. Before we go to that shloka, I want to just tell a little concepts, and then we will enter that shloka, and then you will be able to understand this. In this world, we we get knowledge in various headings. There are many types of knowledge. Broadly, if we see what are the types of knowledge, I think they are also seeing on the screen. Yes, they are also seeing. There is first type of knowledge. You see this chart I am showing here. In general knowledge called Vidya. Okay. The first type of knowledge is atheistic knowledge. What is atheistic knowledge? Knowledge not based on Vedas. Knowledge not based on Vedas. It's called avidya. Avidya. Don't go so much by the term, but this is the knowledge which we are all getting in this world, right? We'll see why it is avidya later. Okay. But point is, in this world, whatever education we get, mostly is atheistic knowledge. All the degrees, post graduation, PhD, doctorate, all that is school, college, everywhere we learn this. We use this only in this world to gain and make our living. Is it not? Atheistic knowledge. What is atheistic knowledge? How do you define it? I just explained. Knowledge not based on Vedas. Simple term, it's not based on Vedas. Mostly, obviously, it is talking about this world only. So it is material knowledge only. Now, the second and third are interesting. The second is Vedic material knowledge. Technically, it's called Apara Vidya. Apara Vidya. In the Vedas, there is a lot of knowledge about this world. How this world is working. What are the different aspects? How you can fulfill your desires. How the creation happened. How things are functioning, they are functioning. What are the different lakshanas, swabhavas, huh? How time functions, how many like this, elements function. Huh? There are a lot of material knowledge told in Vedas. Example of any names? Huh? Sankhya, okay. Anything more? There are a lot. Vastu, yoga, jyotishya.
Ayurveda.
Say again.
Ayurveda, medicines, Ayurveda.
Ayurveda is. Yes, we had seen, correct. Yeah, it's in it. So there is a lot. 64 branches are there. There are 4 Chaturudasha Vidyas, they are called. Shiksha, Kalpa, Nirukta, Jyotisha, Vyakarana. Not only that, even Khagola, even astrology, astronomy, mineralogy, many material sciences, minerals also, chemicals, all the anatomy, many things are told in the Vedas. So it's not that Vedas are only talking about getting out of this world. They are talking a lot about how to live in this world, understanding the true science. So this is Vedic material knowledge, technically called Apara Vidya. Now the third aspect is most famous, Vedic spiritual. Spiritual knowledge truly means Vedic only actually. That's called Paravidya. Paravidya. So Avidya, Paravidya, Paravidya. So become familiar with this terminology because this will be useful in this flokas. Sometimes there will be a word called Avidya. What does Avidya mean? Here you should write. Sometimes there will be a term called Vidya. The Vidya can mean Aparavidya or it can mean Paravidya. It depends on which shloka you are referring to. You get it? So Vidya means it could be Avidya, it could be Aparavidya, it could be Paravidya. Any of them, right? Surprising, no? It could be any of them. Each of these knowledge have their scope, right? They have their scope of application. Atheistic knowledge, we are using it day in, day out, we use so much we use. We are making a living, we are living in somewhat sense, people comfortably are living. But Vedic material knowledge is more superior than atheistic because it not just tells how to live, but how to live such that you live with least misery, least sin. These are the, if you know the real functioning of this world, you can reduce the miseries. So that is Aparavi. In the past Vedic times, there was so much advancement in them. Medical science, astronomical science, material sciences, many like. And Paravidya is clearly aimed to go to spiritual world. Now there is one another interesting Vidya, which is not a category in this. But it should be mentioned because these shlokas will talk about it. That's called, false Vidya. False. So-called knowledge. It appears to be Vidya, but it is false. It's wrong. See, I tell you exactly. I want to go from here to Tumkur. Those places. Tumkur. And I don't know how to go. I am somewhere near Yeshwantpur or somewhere, I know. Then they say, oh, you catch this bus, it will go to Tumkur. And they make me board a bus which goes towards Hassan. Same way, apparently, and it takes a really detour towards Hassan. Where is Tumkur? Where is Hassan? So they will tell this is the path, this is the path. But they are actually misleading. One should be very careful about such apparently appearing to be knowledge, but it is false. This is the subject of Mantra 9. Mantra 9 essentially tells false knowledge is more dangerous than ignorance. Anyway, that becomes clear as we start studying the shloka. Okay? Mantra number 9. Is it clear? I'll go again to some charts and it will become more and more clear. Mantra 9. Andham tamah pravishanti ye avidyam upasate tato bhuya ivate tamo ya uvidyayam rata. The shloka is telling avidyam upasate. This apostrophe means there is some sandhi avagraha, it's called. If you see the Sanskrit, there is yes there. It's called avagraha. There is some sandhi making which made appear like that. So andham tamaha pravishanti. Andha means dark, blinding. Tamaha means darkness. Pravishanti means pravesh. He enters. Who? Avidyam upasate. Those who worship avidya, they enter darkness. Understood? Clear? No? Yeah. Avidya, whoever follow avidya, they enter darkness. Now, next is very interesting. Tato bhuya iva te tamo. Much more deeper darkness is for those yahu vidyayam rata. For those who are following knowledge. Shocking. Avidya leads to darkness. This is understandable. But much deeper darkness is for those who follow Vidya.
Confusion.
False.
Confusion.
Yes, Vedant Prabhu?
No, nothing. I'm just saying confusion.
Yeah. So the shloka literally means avidya or ignorance leads to darkness and knowledge leads to much deeper darkness. Tato bhuya ivatetam. Bhuya means, you see, bhuya considered like those further. Tataha means further, is it not? Tataha means further. Further darkness. Huh? See, the word to word, the translation. Someone from online can read? Zoom? Please read.
Translation.
Yeah.
Those who engage in the culture of nascent activities shall enter into the darkest region of ignorance. Worse still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge.
So nascent activity means avidya. Nescience means avidya or ignorance. So it's clear. Those who cultivate ignorance and do such activities, they enter dark region of ignorance. And those who are so-called knowledge, they enter much darkness. Arey, what is this? If you see the next shloka says, if you engage in knowledge, you get one result. If you engage in ignorance, you get another result. See here, what it told, if you follow avidya, you get darkness. If you follow Vidya, you get deep darkness. So both are leading to darkness only. But in next sloka it is told, Avidya will give one result, Vidya giving another result. So there, the definition of Vidya and Avidya are different. Surprisingly, if you go to mantra 11, it is telling, hey, you should follow both Avidya and Avidya. At the end, mantra 11 says, one should cultivate both Vidya and Avidya. So, Ishopanishad is sometimes very cryptic if you don't get the Acharya's Srila Prabhupada's support. Huh? I will not enter those sections and discuss here, but first, let us understand the essential lesson in this translation. The lesson essentially is the false knowledge is more dangerous than ignorance or avidya. That's the essential thing. We will enter the purport, but we will just read a little of it. First, those paragraphs, and then we will stop. So, Prabhupada gives very nice purport. Please focus on this. I will read. This and avidya. Avidya or ignorance is undoubtedly dangerous. But vidya or knowledge is even more dangerous when mistaken or misguided. So, what does vidya mean here? Which branch of knowledge in that chart? So-called. Okay, that's important. Why is so-called? That word will become little later clear. Okay. This mantra of Sri Ishopanishad is more applicable today than at any time in the past. Because in this world today, there are many so-called knowledge. So-called means it appears to be knowledge, but it is not truly knowledge. Modern civilization has advanced considerably in the field of mass education. But the result is that people are more unhappy than ever before because of the stress placed on material advancement to the exclusion of the most important part of life, the spiritual aspect. In the Vedas, it's a very famous understanding that when you get Vidya, you become happy. One becomes more peaceful and happy. Asato ma sadtam, tamaso ma jyotir. You will move from darkness to light. You will go from asat to sat. This is the definition for Vidya. In all the schools, they say, no, asato ma, morning prayers, they say this. but what Vidya we are learning, So, Prabhupada is telling people are more unhappy. They are educated, so called, but they are more unhappy. Is this the result of education? Prabhupada says next, as far as Vidya is concerned, the first mantra is explained very clearly that the Supreme Lord is the proprietor of everything, and forgetfulness of this fact is ignorance. The real knowledge is what? The Supreme Lord is proprietor. The more a man forgets this fact of life, the more he is in darkness. In view of this, these are very important statements, a godless civilization directed towards the so-called advancement of education is more dangerous than a civilization in which the masses of people are less educated. Today, in the name of education, people have very quick way to do massive destruction. That's how education has made a person equipped. He can harm himself, he's already harming himself. He's so distracted and so much disturbed internally. And he can very quickly, and so many people he can destroy. Prabhupada gives very nice examples and many things. I will not continue because it's already late today. Next class we will take this. This will become more and more interesting discussion about how we have to really learn and how we have to lead our life. Very nice. This is one of my favorite sections of Upanishad. I've read this and learned from many devotees. Thank you very much. Sri Ishopanishad ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.
Correct.
Hare Krishna.
Any comments or questions you can ask? But before that, any announcement? Because I think some. Oh, are you there? It is traveling. It's traveling. In tomorrow also there are batch of devotees for shloka test. Huh? Yours is there? Okay, tomorrow is. Today some of you already did. Went well, I hope. Huh? So please try to complete it. And I had already hinted for first question. Huh? You've done it. I'm available to review if you want to show to me. Otherwise, it's okay. You can keep. That's fine. And the second question, I have already hinted how you should start answering, and I'm showing the pointers. Like mantra 8 had a lot of pointers for second essay. Mantra 4 and 5 had it. Now in this section, some will come, but the next section has much more answers for your second OBA question. Okay, so keep collecting the answers, and by the end of these classes, you will have your OBS also completed. Okay, thank you very much. Next Saturday, we meet again at 2:30 and continue learning Ishopanishad. Shri Ishopanishad ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone online have any comment or question?
Prabhuji, I had a question.